Now, what about the building facade and the materials that we're going to use there? You'll be able to see, looking at the 3D mock-up visualizations, or what we've got going on there, but sometimes it can be a bit hard as to what exactly the building is made from.
Like I was saying before, like we wanted to keep the architecture fairly neutral and not, be a dominant element that sort of talks about us as an architectural studio. We want it to be like I suppose a canvas for people to come in and create their ownership, and so materials like the formed concrete and just simple aluminium window frames, but within the formed concrete volume that we've done, we wanted to create individualism, like create a sense of like identity within each apartment. So the facade that's been designed is a grid pattern that's broken down into separate volumes that reflect what's happening within that apartment. So when you look, each person, if you pulled out that particular apartment out of a total block, that articulation of that particular apartment is unique to that person. So when you look at the building and the concrete form that's done, it is broken down into individual units. So they...
Are you referencing the vertical elements,
the vertical and
how
the
they
horizontal.
sort of stagger from each other?
Correct.
And it doesn't look like the typical apartment building where everything's lined up.
No, that's right. So we've created like a fairly flowing grid pattern, taken the sort of grid of an apartment and broken that down so that you've got these individual spaces within the facade. So that facade's experienced differently from the outside than being within the space looking out. And we've introduced planters in there to create a sense of buffering. Like I was saying, there's Turner's quite an established tree-line treescape. So, and we want to create homes. So a lot of homes and apartments lack sort of that softness of planters. So within that grid that we've created in the facade, we've brought planters into the facade, and we've also kept elements fairly transparent, like the artwork. We've actually intentionally put a planter in front of the artwork, so you can see the artwork, but then there's this huge clear element sort of offsetting that. So you're creating different spaces. So that's. I suppose you asked before about abstraction of architecture. Well, each person's going to look through those windows, I suppose, or those facadal elements in their own unique way, and look through that.
It's quite interesting because it adds like a bit of mystery to it. You don't see everything at once. So you see like a bit of it. Looking at the top, you're like wondering, what's the rest of it, and it kind of like invites people to come into the space as well, which is really cool.
Creating layers. You've got the layers of the building, the landscaping, the artwork, and then looking further all the way to the backyard. Even.
Sense of exploring the building and the spaces you go through, and then there's these spots of reflection. So you go within and you get greeted with this artwork and
in its entirety.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.